Midterm Warmups Day 3. Review C. What is the end behavior for the following polynomials? Take a moment to identify the highest order term and state the end behavior for each. Remember, to find the end behavior, we look at the sign of the leading coefficient of the highest order term, and that determines how the story ends. So the first one was negative, so the story ends negative. The second one was positive, so the story ends positive. Then to figure out the start, we look at the exponent of the highest order term, the degree. Here we have an odd degree, so odd opposite, we know we're going to start up. So the end behavior for the first is up, down, or positive infinity, negative infinity. For B, the exponent is 4, so it is even. We have an even degree, so even, same. We start up. So the end behavior for the second is up, up.
An even function is a function where f of negative x equals f of x. Graphically, an even function is symmetric about the y-axis. An odd function is a function where f of negative x equals negative f of x. Graphically, an odd function is symmetric about the origin. Let's take a look at the examples. In our first example, this is an odd function. We can see that if we pin the function down at the origin and turn it 180 degrees, it will look exactly the same. In the next function, this one is even. If we folded the function about the y-axis, it would match perfectly. And last, we have an example of a function that is neither. It does not have rotational symmetry about the origin, nor is it symmetric about the y-axis. On what intervals is the graph increasing and decreasing? Well, let's imagine a car at the leftmost part of the graph. You start driving, press on the gas. Oh, I'm going downhill, so our graph is decreasing. Then it looks as though the car is going to have to turn and push on that gas to get up the hill, so we're increasing, back down, and finally it ends increasing. So how do we describe that? We see that the car is racing downhill from negative infinity to about, we're just going to estimate here to the nearest integer, -3, even though we know it's a little bit before that. Remember, infinity is always parentheses. We also see the downhill part, the green, at 0 to about 2. Now, as we write these, do you remember that the intervals are the x values? Intervals of increasing and decreasing are x values. If we wanted to talk about mins and maxes, then we would be talking about the y values. Let's finish up. Where's the graph blue? That's when we had to press on the gas in order to get up the hill. So that is going to be from -3 to 0, and then 2 to infinity.